Season 7 episode of Sylvanas Saloon. I am Force of Will, and I am joined by my regular co-host. First off, we'll introduce Kel. Kel, how you doing this evening?
I am doing much better now that I got this technical stuff figured out.
Yes, yeah. We have so many people in the call it did get a little bit out of hand here, but we are ready. We are ready to roll. So now I'm going to introduce everybody, including our other normal co-hosts here, because we have the Sylvanas League Season 7 champions with us. The one, the only Bon Voyage, starting off with the captain, Dr. Dreidel. Dr. Dreidel, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm always loved to be on Sylvanas Saloon. My favorite show.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, would the other members of Bon Voyage like to introduce yourselves? I think we have everybody here but Wildfire, unfortunately. So, Haymaker, would you like to say hi?
Hey guys, glad to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And we have Shadow Ranger.
Hey guys, it's Shadow Ranger here.
And finally, we have sorry, I have to go look at my thing here.
Jayak.
Jayak. We have Jayak here. Jayak, how are you doing this evening?
Good to be back.
Awesome. Yeah, we had you on earlier in the season, like week 7 of the regular season, I believe, or week 8.
Week 7 or 8, yeah.
Yep, something along those lines. All right, so we're gonna start off, with recapping the finals, and I'm just gonna sort of let the team talk. Let Bon Voyage take this one. The finals was Bon Voyage versus Ugly Mucklings. So, do y'all want to give a kind of a recap of what happened over the past 2 weeks with the finals?
Well, they're really hectic considering we had DreamHack happening at the very exact time, so scheduling became a bit of a nightmare, specifically for the higher seeds. And so that a lot of the higher seeds basically ended up playing at the very latest times possible. So the early seeds started, and that's where we have Shadow Ranger and Wildfire coming in at the very beginning. Shadow Ranger, if you guys didn't see, had a really good nail biter game 5 win and took the series over Jerry damage. And Wildfire went over and using the even lock stomped on it. Was it Starlax? Starlax, right?
Starlax, yep.
Yeah,
Starlax.
I'm actually putting it up right now. Yeah, so Starlax.
Yeah. Sorry, I get confused between Star and Starlax.
And then speaking of stomping, it was my turn to come in and get stomped. As I got quickly 3-0'd by Wolfmac.
Wolfmac did Wolfmac things.
Yep.
Yeah, I made a big mistake in game 1, which was like the match I needed to win, because going into it, I felt pretty favored with the lineups. And then my odd rogue should have been able to beat his zoo, but I made a mistake right at the start by attacking him and let him get off a crazy combo, and then it was all downhill from there for me. My last 2 decks were not equipped to beat Zoo. I needed the odd rogue to win that one for me, and yeah, got swept, but
And likewise, I kind of got bodied. I had a 3-1 loss to Ironfire, of course, and this was a bit chaotic for me. We ended up swapping our playtime really at the last second, so I ended up having the incorrect decks that I didn't mean to bring, and so I ended up playing a completely different style than what I had planned. And that ended up being my downfall. I was unfamiliar with the matchups, and I ended up not playing the Priest versus Warrior properly at all, and that ended up letting me get stomped in the end game.
There is certainly no shame in losing to Ironfire.
No, definitely
No
not.
shame in losing at all, honestly.
no.
Everyone played really well, and it was a really fun series to play. And then we come to the final 5th game.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that final 5th game real quick for a moment with Dr. Dreidel. So, we were all watching Sunday evening for that one. So, what in the world was up with that 4-mana legendary and Warlock?
Oh my
bet?
god,
Harbinger
everyone wants to
Celestia.
talk about that card
Harbinger.
so much.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
We decided on that right beforehand. Right?
When I know that Dreidel's going to be on stream, I know we're going to see some weird stuff. Okay, but I was not expecting a Celestia or a Harbinger Celestia.
One of the worst cards in the whole.
And you know what's
Game
scary
now.
is I don't know if you went back and watched the VOD, but that almost ended up being a 4-mana 4/5 for you. Like he top decked a
5/6.
or 5/6,
And it did-
I'm sorry,
it was-
he top decked a light war or not a light warden. I'm sorry, he top decked
Secret
a
Keeper.
Secret Keeper, yeah.
Secret Keeper.
It was the only card he could play in his hand, actually. It was the only card in his hand. And then the Druid, it was a 5-mana 5/6, or at least a 5-mana
He had to
7/8.
get rid of that. I thought he was going to get rid of that differently after seeing the game, but he just naturalized it, and I got so much value out of the card. It dealt 5 damage, and then it also
7 damage you had on
yeah, 'cause I did. I was like, I just put it on. I'm like, all right, let's see if he has anything. He didn't play the cube. He didn't play the cube.
Yeah, I was confused why you buffed it, but it worked out, I guess.
I can see why, just considering you don't want to buff the Doom Guard and then force yourself to get rid of all your own cards that way, but
Man, sometimes you just gotta let your memes be dreams.
of course. Yeah, we made a lot of tech decisions right before he played the match, and they ended up rearing their heads in this match.
Who gave Dreidel the green light for Harbinger Celestia?
That would be me. Actually, I think I gave him the idea. Am I correct on that?
Yes, you gave me the idea for Harbinger's
Wow.
Celestia. Like, we were thinking, like, we were looking for a meme card for Zulok, and I was thinking Leroy, but, like, that's not really memes, so, like, we definitely...
Mukla, man, come on.
We thought about Mukla, actually, but that's, we just wanted to go the extra mile and put...
Well, I also took a look at against the decks he's probably playing, and I was like, Mukla gets too much use for his opponent. Let's get something that his opponent probably won't be able to play around at all. And he's playing things like Druid, who basically play very close to no minions, and so it seemed like a perfect fit.
He was playing Warlock, which we thought he was playing Evenlock, so if he, like, Molten Gianted on, like, 4 or something, or... Not Molten Giant.
Mountain Giant.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Mountain Giant. That's it. Yeah. If he Mountain Giant on turn 4, I could have it just slows him down. So the only matchup it was like really bad against was that Secret Hunter, but we were like, we were fine with that because we were playing Zoo. So
Fair.
Amazing. That's just the best way for Bon Voyage to win the championship, is it not?
it's definitely it's definitely
say,
a top 5.
And let's not forget, it wasn't one and done with that. Dreidel put him on the ropes. He went up 2-0 with that lock first before even another win came.
Let's just say Prince Kel helped out a lot in the first 2 games and almost won that 3rd game.
It turns out Kaliseth is pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially when you have it early. Did you have turn 2 on both those games? Or?
I think it was turn 2 in the first game and like turn 3 in the second game or something.
I had it in my starter the first game. The second game I topped it after keeping my starting hand. So it was turn 2 both games.
Oh, it was 2. Okay. Pro gamer, clearly.
It's like super skillful to play that card. But no, that Hunter game definitely after I took that loss, that the mirror, or was it in the mirror? It was Cube versus Secret. That was definitely a rough game. I wasn't expecting to win that game at all. Like I was trying to bring out the bad matchup first and see if I could win with the Cube Hunter, and then just play the even Paladin because either way we're on the 3rd. Like if I lose with one deck, I'm gonna have to play the other one anyways. So, I kind of wanted just to build up the suspense a little bit even more and see if I could just win with the even Paladin. But that Death Knight really saved me. I honestly thought I was gonna lose that game going into Game 5 because he was just bringing so much pressure on me, and the Death Knight. What Jayak said before we went into the games actually was like, you have to pick your best cards in the the situations that you are in with your Hunter Death Knight, and I'm like, okay, I'll remember that. And
Yeah, pick the playable cards is what I like to say.
well, the
Pick the
only
cards
playable
that you-
card that I could get in that situation was lifesteal. So I was hard looking for lifesteal. Like there was no other out. It was lifesteal or bust.
Turns out Rexar's
So-
also a good card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Cube Hunter is a deck that I think is just really, really strong, specifically in LHS, but in any format really, because it just has such a high chance to high roll the opponent or to have those Rexar beasts or the cubes or the Katharinas come out and just win the game on the spot.
No, absolutely, yeah. No, there's a lot of in Cube Hunter. There is a lot of okay. Can you answer this? No. Okay, you're dead.
Yes, like
So-
Keleseth on 2, Egg into Death Rattle proc on 3 or 4, into Rexar on 6, into Katharina on 8, into maybe Burst from Hand with King Crush on 9.
We were actually talking a lot about the Cube deck because he was like, "Oh, either you play Secret Hunter or you play Cube," and I'm like, I feel more comfortable with Cube. And we were thinking about cards, and he's like, first off, we weren't even gonna put Defender of Argus in until like Jack found a list with Defender of Argus and said you have to play this card. Like, I don't know. We thought the card wasn't that good versus the decks that he brought, but it turns out, yes, the card's good. He played the card.
Primarily against things like Even Lock because you can taunt up your eggs and force them to take a giant hit, which is very, very nice.
So, on the last episode, Dr. Dreidel kind of went into a little rant that we all got a little confused about. Just wanted to talk about that for a minute because I'm just curious as to how your thoughts of what the other people were bringing actually turned
Are we?
out. Were
Oh
you
boy,
close?
here we go. Are we really
No.
doing this again? All right.
Oh, we're not doing this again. That was just
No, I
That
just
was
want to know if you were
just-
close. Like, were any of your predictions right?
Well, Ironfire basically brought this decks that I thought he was gonna bring, and so did the Starden. The other three did not bring the decks I thought they were gonna bring because everyone did not bring Druid, which I thought everyone was going to do. But it turns out Druid just fell out for them after them playing it like the whole season.
Yeah,
So-
I'm kind of mad at Starden because I predicted no one on the Mucklings to bring Druid, and he was the only one that brought it.
Yeah, he brought it.
If you didn't bring Druid, things would have turned out differently. But that Druid's just not good anymore. Like it just doesn't get it. Like the shift of the meta, it just felt very weak.
I would say, on the contrary, Druid is very good. You just need to use it in the right way. I would point to someone I played in DreamHack Orange who had an incredible Mally Druid lineup that did really well, as well as the fact that I took a lineup that brought a Mill Druid. That's very, very good against certain things like Warrior. So Druid is very, very good. You just need to make sure you build your lineup around it. And if you don't, it can have really, really bad consequences.
We actually thought that Starden was going to bring Big Druid instead of Taunt Druid because that was the best deck to crush all three of my games. The Taunt Druid, I was favored. Every single one of my classes was favored. Big Druid, I was not favored in the majority of my classes.
Yeah, only Death Rattle Hunter is the favorite matchup there. It somehow is able to beat even Shaman and even Paladin for somehow. It's like a really close matchup for even Paladin, but still able to somewhat eke it out with the percentages.
I'm also a little disappointed that both players on Bon Voyage that brought Priest lost. I'm a little sad about that.
So, I'm assuming.
Well,
since I
one
don't
person
think-
on Bon Voyage brought Priest, that was me, and then I believe Starlax brought Priest.
Starlax brought Priest. I'm sorry.
So
Shadow Rain.
were they? I'm assuming were they control priests? Were they? I'll be honest.
Yeah, I believe they were both control priests. I brought the wrong list. I meant to have a differently teched list and ban differently, but I
Well-
ended up bringing my control list I was testing.
We all thought you were gonna Benedictus on turn at least 10, and you held it for the whole game.
Well, the reason I was holding it mainly because I was afraid of just getting pressure dumped on. But again, it's inexperience with the matchups. That was my mistake there, because I had not played that matchup and I was planning on playing something different. So I decided not to practice that matchup.
So if you had dumped Benedictus, you'd have won that game.
Probably. There is the chance that he would just be able to overwhelm me at 3/6s and 6/9s, but mainly because I had no removal in my hand, which is what I was afraid of. But it was the right play to dump it eventually.
I just wanted you to slam it when he didn't have anything on board, and then you could still do the same things you were doing throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
There was a couple turns where you just there was no board, and you were still trying to kill just mini minions and take control of the game.
Yeah, again, I played the matchup wrong. I wanted to wait, though. I felt like I wanted to wait in order to make sure I could get my good cards in order to remove his big threats that I knew were coming.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thought that was going to happen. You were waiting for your Shadow hand to win, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you waited too long. You're not even going to be able to get him to fatigue and win the game."
Yeah, it was a misplay. It was definitely a misplay by me, but I will definitely take it because was not planning to play that exact version of the deck. I was planning to go ahead and ban Warrior actually and play a different version, a more anti-aggro tech version.
Yeah, I mean, especially against Warrior in that matchup, it doesn't even really matter what's in your hand. When you draw Benedictus, you just slam him. He just wins you the game.
Well, not exactly. From some of the matchups I used to play, I played this a lot when Kobolds and Catacombs was the thing actually. But you got to make sure Benedictus is not going to grab all the useless cards, because you can barely ever use things like Shield Slam, Reckless Flurry. So you can just dead draw a ton when you take the Warrior's deck, and that can end up in you
Shield
losing.
Slam and Reckless Flurry are dead cards, but the rest of them are pretty good.
Some of them are. Some of them are
I'm
bad.
curious why you had no Geist. Did you cut Geist for Benedictus?
Yes, that was that. Again, this is not the deck I meant to. This is not the deck I meant to run. It was just a testing deck that I deleted the wrong version of. So that was a mistake by me. But yeah, that was.
I'd wanted to resurrect for many weeks, but I never.
Yeah, Resurrect is fun and interesting, but it has such polarized matchups. It can just die to the wrong lineup.
It just kind of folds to aggro.
Yep. Well, most aggro.
So
Token Druid is pretty good for it.
So I know we'll probably get to a little bit more formal interview, but as champions, any sort of highlights from the playoffs besides, of course, obviously winning? Any moments to stick out from either the past 2 weeks or?
Wild's not here, but we all I know that MMI kind of shared this with everyone. Wild played the same 4 decks for 12 weeks in a row. You got to give it to the guy. That's a huge moment that sticks out. 10-2, and you played 4 decks.
Yeah,
not changing a class.
Having Wildfire on the team just felt like we started every week up 1 match to nothing with usually a 3-0 sweep. I don't know, maybe it's just confirmation bias, but I felt like he swept almost all the time too.
And the losses
the 2 weeks he lost 3-2.
Yeah, he lost 3-2. So he got 44 points for the team throughout the season. I think that's I don't know if what we finished with. I think it was 150, but he almost pulled
third of the points.
Yeah, he almost pulled 1/3 of the weight.
Yeah, he went a legend for sure.
Wildfire had a hell of a season. He started as the 5 seed, didn't he?
Yeah. He finished as 3?
3 seed, yeah.
Yeah. It's just and he played early every week. So it was on Tuesday I just checked the Discord he won 3-0 again. That's awesome.
Wildfire had a hell of a season.
He also beat a 2 seed at the end of the season. So he started in the 5 and beat a starter 2 seed. So that goes to show you that had an insane season with only 4 decks. That's
Now,
huge.
is Wildfire, is he a budget player? Is that what's going on there?
Yes, he is a budget player.
Yes.
Is he free to play?
I do
Yes.
not know that for certain. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
well, either way,
think
that
he
is
is. I think he's very budget,
impressive.
Yeah, no, that's incredibly impressive. Especially first season in the league. That's incredibly impressive.
Quick
So-
shout out to In Position for the 100 bits. Thank you very much,
Yes.
sir. Greatly
Thank
appreciated.
you. Thank you. Also, oh shoot, I just forgot about something. Y'all keep talking. We're gonna be doing something special in a little bit. Just keep talking about the championship and everything else.
All right.
Uh,
Well,
So I just have a quick question for you guys. Is there so throughout the season? I mean, you guys started off, came right out of the gate swinging. I think you guys were the division leaders for like the first 6 weeks, something like
It
that.
was we led the division for 5 weeks. On week 6, the Faithless Loomies took it over and led for the next.
Now,
Like, what was
okay,
it,
so
3, 4
you
weeks?
led for the first 5, and then so weeks 6 and 7 are the 2 weeks that you lost, right?
Yes.
yes.
Now, when that happened, I have to
We've
ask
also-
what happened, kind of like in you guys' minds, like hey, we just won 5 weeks in a row, and then we lost 2 in a row. Like that's got to be
Well-
kind of a like a morale killer, right?
Cult of Mechathune had the same problem where they were like having an insanely
Yep.
bomby start, and then they just like had a couple of like losses in a row. And I feel like us as a team, we didn't really lose morale. Like none of us actually was like, oh, we all knew we were like almost sure that we were gonna make it to playoffs. But like I just kept like saying like we're these losses, don't let them like just keep going. And once we hit week 8 and we were basically locked, we were at like 141 or something like that, and we needed 2 points to make it to playoffs. I was like, just meme that week or do whatever you want. We made it, then we tied Loomies in points because we lost to the Fearless Hearth. The most insane thing, I went 3-0 and the rest of my team went 2-3 every single other match. And then so we're making playoffs, and it really didn't matter on points because it was really awkward how we were both, and us and Loomies had the same amount of points and we tied. So
Oh, did
throughout
you
the
guys-
playoffs,
You guys
It was
lost
just-
3 weeks?
we
Yeah,
did
3
lose
weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
I
lost-
thought you lost 2 weeks. Okay.
No, we lost 3 weeks. We lost the last final one, but it doesn't again. Hearthstone is a very swingy game, and you can lose very easily, and you can win very easily depending on how the cards flow. We saw that with some Keleseth draws, with some giant draws. Like RNG definitely happens in the match. You just have to stick firm through it and play as best as you can, and the averages will pan out.
Yeah, of course. I mean, no, you guys had an incredible season. And yeah, I mean, 3 losses is 3 losses. I mean, obviously you still won the championship,
Yep.
so I got you there.
Yeah, we had our 3rd loss before the playoffs started. That's smart.
I feel like we
Yeah,
lost the
yeah,
week
got
that
'em out of the way
Wildfire
early.
lost, and then
Yep.
How many
They-
ties did you guys have? Was it 2?
We had 2 ties, and one of them counted as a win. So technically, if you really want to put it into perspective, we went 7-3-2, but we went 8-3-1.
Right.
But
More
if
ties
you-
than the
yeah.
Browns. Oh boy.
Yeah, see, it's crazy because I feel like we had a lot of ties this season between you and Hero Power Rangers. Like, there were like 4 or 5 ties.
We definitely had a lot of ties.
I would say I don't know if I've ever seen a team that's actually tied twice in the postseason, like that. like
Hero Power
between-
Rangers did?
between-
Yeah.
yeah, between Hero Power Rangers. Wait, did y'all tie? No, Hero Power Rangers tied. Sorry, I thought y'all tied both weeks. No,
Yeah,
No,
no,
Hero
Power, so not only did Hero Power Rangers tie the first 2 weeks of playoffs, they also tied the last week of regular season. So technically, they had 3 ties in a row.
they did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hero Power Rangers had 3 times in a row. We had a tie in versus Faithless Lemmys, and then we had a tie in points versus Faithless Lemmys, and then we had a tie versus Hero Power Rangers. So technically, we had the same amount of ties that Hero Power Rangers had, but ours was more spread out than what theirs was.
yeah, we tied in the second week, right? Or
Third
the
week,
second
third
of
week.
playoffs? and like the second last week?
Semifinals, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the last week, it was kind of like not a tie necessarily, but it was after the first 2 matches. It was just okay. Now it's just we got to win 1, they got to win 3. So it's not a tie by not technically a tie, but it kind of felt that way. It was just like, okay, like the worst thing, even if we just win 1 series, we will win on the tiebreaker. So.
Which was really stressful because I didn't think Haymaker was going to go 0-3 on that second week.
I know.
And
I thought I was going to win that too when I saw the lineups. I felt so good going into it, and I just made a bad play.
I thought I was going
to cost me the whole series.
I swear I thought I was going to lose that. I literally was like, I'm losing this week. Haymaker, you got this. I won it, and you lost. And I'm like, oh, wait, didn't I predict that we're going to go 13-13 on a tie? And then it happens.
Yep, you did. So
I think a lot of these ties are happening because there's really good matches in play, as well as the fact that the decks are enabling this because a lot of the decks are more polarized. And so if you lose that one matchup, then it's very easy for a lot of my decks to go ahead and sweep the rest of the lineups, like Cube Hunter, like Even Lock.
Balanced team. Like the story of our team this season is our depth, right? Like we didn't have, except for Wildfire, who is our 5th seed. We really we weren't front loaded. We didn't have like world beater, right? Except for our 5th, and it was just like first half of this season. It was Jayak and I who were really successful, and Wildfire, and then in the last half of the season, it was Middle Ranger picking up the slack while Wildfire just be successful. And then we lost a couple of weeks where Wildfire didn't win, which we obviously blame on him.
Yeah, blame it on the god. Wildfire, you lost it all for us. If you don't win, you don't win.
Yeah, we blame him. We won the championship, and we blame Wildfire.
10 out of 10, best meme.
All right, so we're getting about the halfway point of the show right now. So I did want to bring up, just for official record-keeping purposes more than anything else, Dreidel and Kel picked Bon Voyage to win. Myself and Ironfire did not. We picked Ugly Muckling, so we were incorrect. Of course, Ironfire was, going to pick his own team. Not much of a surprise there, but I also did incorrectly pick Ugly Mucklings to win. But again, congratulations on the championship. It was exciting seeing the matches play out over 2 weeks. That was really, really great. So,
I mean, honestly, you had to pick rolled. Like you're rooting for your own.
I did say part of the reason was, 1, I did think they were going to win, and 2, I just wanted to say that Team Black Lotus lost to the eventual champions. But oh well, didn't work out.
Hey, you know what really feels bad, man? My team beat the champions. All right.
Yeah, okay.
You guys
definitely feel bad, man, on that one.
And Tampams. I feel like it would have been much rougher if we didn't have to play Hero Power Rangers. Like, they're a great team, don't get me wrong, but like if Tampams went to that second to last week, I think it would have just been like, we have to win this after we lost. It would have been super rough.
I don't think it would have been that different, actually, just considering that those teams are made very similarly in PR and how their players are oriented. They have a very, very balanced, both of them have pretty balanced teams. And so it's it's going to be similar matchups regardless, but despite us playing at different teams. We're going to have either hard matchups in we're going to have the same hard matchups, we're going to have the same easier matchups, and we just have to perform well regardless. But we did end up playing Hero Power Rangers, and we did end up getting that W with the tie.
It's like, also, I feel like I feel a little remiss that I didn't mention this earlier, because I remember what the story is with this. But Dr. O, do you want to explain why you're back in your princess costume from Halloween about a month ago?
Because we made a bet that either if Force of Will was gonna win, he would have had to worn the innkeeper costume during Halloween, and I would have had to wear the princess costume that I was wearing during Halloween. So I won, therefore having to wear this costume again.
So okay, just so everybody knows why it's not a normal Wednesday. I mean, it might be a normal Wednesday night. I don't know what occurs in the off
I get
season.
drunk and wear Preston's costumes.
He has a
That
large
is-
vanity mirror behind the camera.
That was
I
that
think
was
it's
his
just
Halloween
fan
costume thing.
service.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I don't know what happens on a normal Wednesday. He may get off Sylvanas Saloon and put on the princess costume every week, for all I know. But but that's the reason why he has it right now.
What
so.
if I'm gonna do that next season? You don't know.
Knowing Dreidel, I wouldn't
knows?
be surprised.
I just gotta wear this princess costume every single week from now on. Is
You're just
that
gonna
what
wear
you
it to
want?
Yeah,
He's just gonna wear it to work.
it's just gonna become good luck, and he's gonna have to wear it all the time. Just whenever one of
During your team meetings, it's like, all right, do you have Dreidel? Do you have the princess costume on? Whenever you're about to play, it's like Dreidel, put your princess costume on before you play, man.
Yeah.
He gets serious in the match, puts on his costume.
Gotta put the crown on. Relax.
All I know is that I only wasn't a princess costume.
So, question
right.
from chat: is Wildfire related to Ironfire? That's a good question.
We wouldn't know.
Based on the records, I'd say probably, right? Like,
Yeah. Both having a 10-2 record. I'm gonna say probably if that's the case.
They have the same last
Maybe
name
it's
too.
just the lack of having fire in your name.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fire part.
You gotta be lit.
Unfortunately, Wildfire's not here with us, so we just don't know. We'll have to, we'll have to find out. Maybe that'll be something for next season. So, actually, I guess that's really kind of the final sort of question that I have is, your season 7 champions. We start season 8 in a little over a month. What's the plan? Are y'all gonna? I don't know where y'all are on PR. Y'all gonna have to make some changes.
Yeah, we've kind of split up. We're
We've
kind
all
of a
split
bit
up.
too heavy on PR, a slight bit because of Wildfire. So we ended up going our separate ways. But
Haymaker
I'm still
has to
happy to
go
get out.
because he's got a personal stuff that he's got to
Yeah,
take.
you're
care of.
actually. I think Kel, you were asking the question about when we lost the 2 weeks in a row, how we were feeling after that. And one of those weeks, I actually I had come down with strep throat and was sick.
Ooh.
And I got crushed that week, just like by an even lock. And after that loss, like I had been playing this kind of year, like with trying to see if how competitive I could be while still having like a career, a kid, and all that stuff. And the answer is I just didn't have enough time to get the results I wanted to get. Like I was finishing points like just far enough out of being in contention that I couldn't make it to any of the playoffs or anything. And after one of those losses, I remember just being like, I need to spend less time playing card games and not more. And yeah, so I'm kind of, and so I was like, all right, I'll play this season out, and then I'll probably take a step back from Hearthstone. And then we just kept winning, so I had to keep playing. Yeah, so that's why I'm not playing. But really, we're just kind of like a bomb. We were a bomb. We're Bomb Voyage. We were.
The team name fit the
confused as
players.
We blew up.
I'm about to say, and
That's it.
before we get out of here and kind of do our midpoint stuff as well as start talking about the awards for season 7, let's just not forget here preseason polls. Now, admittedly, I sort of understand the reason why they did this, but Bon Voyage was ranked 19th out of 20th, with only Cult of Mechathune ranked behind them for that. So I gotta say, y'all have had a great first season, going from literal unknowns to now the season 7 champions. That's really great story overall for that. So.
I enjoy it too because it's like 4 rookies, and now they have like really big names in the league. Like people are gonna recognize that. They're gonna be like, even if Haymaker doesn't come back for like a few seasons and like does his own thing, he'll come back and be like, yeah, I won this. Check the facts. and then he'll easily get signed to a team because people know you're good. Like
I'm 1 for 1,
Like-
baby. Played 1 season, 1
everyone who everyone got it. Everyone got it. All rookies. I'm happy it took me 4 seasons to finally get a W in my name, but it didn't take me 4 seasons to captain a winning team. It took me only 1. So that's
Nice.
the
Yeah.
joy of that.
And Dreidel was a great captain. I don't think we really mentioned that enough, but he was for me joining the league, I had no idea what I was doing. Shadow Ranger just kind of messaged a couple of us and was like, "Who wants to play this?" And I was like, "All right, I could use some practice for DreamHack and stuff." And I just came in with no idea what was going on, and Dreidel had the Discord organized really well and answered all the questions and got it up, and we didn't have one. I don't even think we needed a sub, did we? Like we just
No, we
were
didn't.
No, we
all
had no
so
subs.
organized. We had no subs. We had no missed games.
I even had like 5 subs on our Discord and didn't need 1 sub.
Yeah, if anything, we didn't listen to him enough. Like he was trying to get us to communicate more. We're like, we'll just do our thing.
It's actually the first time there's 4 of us talking to each other in one chat in one
we
voice
did
call.
that. We did this right before a few of our matches on like Saturday, though, I believe, right? When we were
No,
discussing.
there wasn't 4 of us. There was only like 2 or 3 at the most.
Yeah,
Going
his
over deck
finals
lists
was
with
like
everyone
first
just-
week I really prepared with you guys. So I was a terrible 1 seed. I didn't help my team at all. But so
It's fine.
Dreidel really held us together and made it happen for sure. And then
Yeah.
he came through in the clutch too in the semifinals. What more do you want from your captain, really?
Yeah.
I think it's very nice that Dreidel was the winning points for the final because he was the heart of the team and he held the team together. He was a very great captain and yeah.
If I didn't win, I could have been toxic, but I good thing it didn't come to that. I'm not gonna say I wasn't gonna be toxic, but things could have went down south real fast, knowing me. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, and I'm not gonna say that wasn't going to happen. But I'm trying to be a better player and better in THL. I just this toxic just give me time, guys. Anyone who's watching, please give me time, please.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, let's start transitioning over to the awards. But before we get to the Sylvanas League Season 7 awards, Cal, do you want to tell everybody why they should where they can find us and why they should sign up for to subscribe to our Twitch channel?
Yes. So, just before I start this, right now I am starting a giveaway for a 1-month Hearthstone Replay premium code. It is available to anyone in the chat.
Wait. Right now?
Yep.
Hang on one
But
second.
in a second. So, yeah, we're actually going to do 2 raffles tonight. We're going to do one for viewers right now. So do the exclamation raffle to get signed into this. I would ask that you be in our Discord, so that would make it a little bit easier for me to get in touch with you to give you the code.
You also
but
need to be following the channel to win.
You do, yes. Yeah, you do have to at least be following the channel. So at least follow it at the moment now.
So that is going. Now, so at the end of the stream, we're going to be doing another giveaway for subs. So
Yes.
what your subs are doing for us is it's helping us offset costs of website and operating costs, stuff like that. It's also helping provide prize pools for open tournaments.
Mhm.
And potentially later in the future, more prize pools for some other stuff that we may be able to come up with. So, we're hoping that we can also continue to improve the quality of our streams, which that is also something that subs are going to help us with as well. So you can find us on Twitter. Oh, well, the bot's not working. So you can find us on Twitter, which is at @THL_HS. And you can also find us on Reddit, which is our Team Hearth League. So those names actually may be changing soon, but stay
Yes,
tuned. We are,
not maybe. They will be changing.
Well, yes. We are going through a bit of a rebranding as we have been asked to remove the word league. So stay tuned. We will have more information on that during the off season. But you can always find us on the Discord channel. And if you ever need to get a hold of anybody, you're always welcome to direct message myself on either Twitter or Discord as well. So,
yeah, absolutely. And so, also, unfortunately, since we're talking about this at this point, so we are mentioning the rebranding. Unfortunately, this will be the last episode of Sylvanas Saloon because, along with the rebranding, we can't use a Blizzard property in the name of a show. So we're gonna have a Last Hero Standing show. I don't know the name of it yet.
Wednesday.
I do like.
Huh?
I do like Saloon. I think we should keep Saloon in the name.
Well, before we became Sylvanas League and everything else, there was actually a show, if you were watching probably 3 seasons ago or something like that, called SHL Week Tonight, sort of a play on Last Week Tonight, the HBO show. So I was thinking, maybe you can go back to LHS Week Tonight and just sort of flip it to Last Hero Standing. But we'll figure that out in the off season. There's no hurry on that one at the moment.
Missed opportunity, man. Last Saloon Standing.
Last Saloon Standing.
I like it right there.
Oh, actually, yeah. Now that you mention it, okay,
Good.
that actually is pretty nice. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But yes, subs to help with all that.
I would assume that Tavern Talk will most likely keep its name.
It is because it's generic enough to where.
Yep.
Even though they tried to take Tavern Talk from us, they changed it to Talkstone. So
they did. Yes.
So yeah, no, I believe we are good to keep Tavern Talk going forward.
All right, guys. So it looks like we have 13 people entered in the raffle here. I am going to wait another 2 minutes before I close the giveaway, and then we will pick a winner.
All right.
So keep in mind, if you do sub with Twitch Prime, you do need to manually re-up that every month. It will not auto-renew.
Yes. Also, since we're talking about the Twitch channel as well, besides following and giving us a sub if you can, also turn on notifications, because even though we're going into the off season, we're gonna have some things going on the stream, including next Monday, which I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous for this because I was on the review stream for the Boomsday Project. They're doing a re-review now after the entire expansion, and we're about to go live with the new expansion. They're going to be doing a re-review on December 3rd at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern. So you can come and see how wrong I was about a bunch of cards. And I actually think I did have some hits as well, but that'll be on December 3rd. Also, sometime soon, there's also going to be the review of Rusticon's Rumble, the new set that will be coming out. So keep an eye out for that. And then also the THL Open Series Championship, which I gotta say I'm very excited about. We had 4 tournaments starting in August going through November, and now we have the top 16 point earners joining us for a tournament. We don't have the exact weekend on that yet, but we're going to. So definitely check that out, and the way that you'll know when we go live with those things are going to be using your Twitch notifications. You'll know exactly when we go live for all those. Also, you can get involved on the Discord if you go to teamhearthleague.com. There's a link to our Discord from there as well. Yep. So, Kel, are you ready to shut down the?
I am closing.
Shut down the first one.
Yes. So we have 14 total entries. I am closing new entries now.
Come on, princess costume.
And we will be picking a winner.
All right, let's see who we have winning. Yeah,
Catman
we're gonna get
1950.
All right, congratulations, Catman. So,
Catman, do you have a princess costume on as well?
I mean, obviously he has to if he beats you. So, I mean, let's be honest.
Probably
So,
it's even more princessy than yours. That's the problem.
yes. So, congratulations, Catman. I will. You can DM me in Discord, or I will DM you myself, and I will get that code to you after the show. So, do that. All right. I think we've been delaying it enough. let's get to Sylvanas League Season 7 awards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 awards to hand out tonight. And we are going to start off. And so now, if you are on the show with me at the moment, in the show notes, you can click that link to get into the awards. And I gotta say, this last season we did mostly based on statistics, just straight statistics. This season we had a committee of people to set the new criteria for awards going forward, and I actually want to give them all big compliments for assisting us with this season. But we do have some awards we need to hand out for Sylvanas League Season 7. Now, there are some awards that we have moved from league specific. The one that particularly I'm thinking of at the moment is Social Butterfly. That is going to become a THL specific award, which means it will get handed out tomorrow night on Tavern Talk. So, but let's get started with the Sylvanas League Season 7 awards. And we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up, because the last one is going to be the championship award, of course. So, who wants to take Big Game Hunter?
I'll do that one.
Okay, so all right, so Big Game Hunter, this is the biggest PR underdog in the season to win. If you could start with the runner-up first, and then go do winner second, please.
So the runner-up was RCIX from my team, Ask Hearthstone. Beat Fancy, who had a PR of 286, and the difference in their PRs was 227. It's a huge gap.
Huge gap.
And RC was just barely beaten out by 8-Bit, who was a sub for Eon, and he was at 146 PR, and he beat Blink Blink, who was at 401 PR, for a total difference of 255.
That's
Woo.
Huge. That's half our scale,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Woo. That's a big one right there.
That's a big one. So yeah, we had some Big Game Hunters this season, but congratulations to 8-Bit for the Big Game Hunter Award. 146 going against 401 and taking it down. That's pretty big there.
For sure.
So congrats to Big Game Hunter. All right, so next one is Best Captain. And so this is one we actually had. Best Captain used to be very subjective. And we wanted to sort of take this away from the subjectiveness to say, okay, let's look at regular season team win percentage, but we also wanted to recognize teams that did not have a lot of DQs along with that. So we wanted to, it's sort of a combination statistic of team win percentage, but there was a penalty. Typically, I think it was a 1% penalty for each DQ lost during the season. So the runner-up captain of the season was Quaz from Cult of Mechathune. His team this season, a brand new team, 61% win percentage. They did have one DQ loss during the season, so that did knock them down to 60%, but still enough to get the runner-up captain of the season. So congratulations to Quaz. But we do have a winner. The winner for best captain of Sylvanas League Season 7 is Lefty2111 from Tampam Surf Slam. They had a 64% win percentage, and they had 0 DQ losses during the season. So congratulations to Lefty, captain of the season for Sylvanas League Season 7 this season.
I'd also like to point out that Tanpam's was realistically the favorite going into playoffs, I think. So.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
They finished the season with the highest number of points going into it. But yeah, 64% win rate, just crazy. For Tampam. So, any other thoughts on best captain?
Nope.
All right. So, Cal, I know you just did one, but do you want to take best new team?
Do you want me to do this one, or do you want Dreidel to take this one?
You know what? Dreidel can do this one. All right. So, best new team. So, the criteria for best new team is best team that has at least 3 players who have never played together. So, if you've had a team that had more than 3 players who have ever played together, you are not considered a new team, even if you had a different name. So, with that in mind, Dr. Dreidel, do you want to give us best new team?
All right, so the runner-up for the best new team is Cult of Mechathun. They had a 61% regular winning season win rate and they made semifinals. The winners for the best new team is Bon Voyage with a 59% regular season win rate, and we were the season champions. So
Yes. Yes. So congratulations to Bon Voyage, best new team. In fact, actually, it's not just 3. Y'all, I think both these teams, I believe, had 4 new players apiece. Correct? Is like, I know, Dr. O, you mentioned Bon Voyage. This is 4 new players never played in the league before.
Yes, 4 new players never played. Cult of Mechathun also 4 new players, and Quaz only played 1 game last season, so technically it was almost 5 new players if you include their captain.
I gotta say, the expansion to Sylvanas League for 20 teams did bring us some great teams this season, and both Bon Voyage and Cult of Mechathun definitely
the 2 lowest rated teams in the preseason article.
Yes.
By the way.
Yep, absolutely, yes.
Ended
yeah,
up
2
being the
lowest
2 best
preseason
teams.
rated teams to come out and just do the damn thing this season. So congratulations to both those teams. All right, so we're going to get into some of the, and I don't want to necessarily say bigger awards, but the bigger individual awards. That'd probably be the better way to say this. And we're going to start off with Rookie of the Year. Now, Rookie of the Year and MVP we actually have some new criteria that the committee established for these. So we wanted to recognize, of course, game wins, like who had the best record overall. For this, and not just in match wins, but we did want to look at game wins for this. However, we also wanted to recognize, and this is, I really have to thank Hearth Center for this during this season, because Hearth Center did a great job of looking at not just what the win rates of the players were, but also taking into account strength of schedule and opponents' match win percentages, stuff like that for this as well. So Hearth Center was actually a part of this group that assisted with this, and yes, that big shout out to Don Day and Jammies and 2-Star Mako. I want to add that in as well for this. So, with this in mind, so the criteria for both Rookie of the Year, and we'll get to this in a second, MVP as well, is a weighted average of game wins and opponent match wins. Now, there are some additional criteria for this. They must have had to play at least 6 games in the season, and they could not have had a DQ throughout the season. Also, it has to be the player's first season in this league to be able to be accounted for this award. Now, the runner-up for this award was Bon Voyage's own Wildfire 8010. He had a season record 77-2 with a 76% game win rate, with an opponent match win of 42.68%. So he was second highest overall weighted average when you take into account both these. And typically what we did is we counted 80% game win, 20% for opponent match win, because we do realize, there's still an individual stat here that we need to take into account here. But Wildfire, Bon Voyage, runner up for Rookie of the Year. But the winner for Rookie of the Year is the Cult of Mechathun's Big Ted. 6-1 record this season, 75% game win rate, 48.61% opponent match win rate. So congratulations to the Big Ted from Cult of Mechathun for winning Rookie of the Year this season. So any thoughts on these 2 players? I know y'all have some thoughts on Wildfire. Y'all have sung his praises already in terms of how awesome he has been this season.
I honestly think this Rookie of the Year right here is fine. The other award I think should change, but I think for the Rookie of the Year, I think Big Ted getting the win here for Rookie definitely had a better season. Even though didn't play as much, props to him.
Yeah, we didn't really get to experience playing against him, considering we never were able to play Cult of Mechathun. Mm-hmm. But he had an incredible record. He had an incredible run going through for that team, and it's really nice to see him honored in this way.
Yep,
just make sure Wildfire and Big Ted don't play on the same team next year. That's all.
Oh yeah, please, whoever's building teams, please make sure Big Ted and Wildfire are not on the same team. That would be a powerhouse team.
That's a broken team right there.
It may already be too late. Who knows?
Oh, wait, are you telling us something?
No, I don't know. I actually don't know.
It's like, are you announcing your new team early? Like, what's going on here?
That would be great. It's just like, oh, we're ditching Dreidel and we're building this powerhouse team. Bye.
I can see it. Sorry.
It's definitely, yeah.
Well, no. I mean, I could see more like Dreidel saying, I'll captain just to get these 2 players on the team, basically. So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
So next one we have is comeback player of the year. So comeback player is the largest percentage win rate increase from the previous season to this season. So this is comparing directly season 6 to season 7. Now, for this award, you have to have a win rate in current season that is greater than 50%. So if you went from 12% to 35%, even though your percentage is higher, that's not really counted as a comeback. That's just like marginally better than the season before. So you have to have a win rate of at least 50% to be eligible for this award for this season. The runner-up for this award is from the Ugly Mucklings. The runners-up to the season is Jerry Damage. He had a 42% game win rate in season 6. And this in season 7, he improved to 54% game win rate, improving 12% between the 2 seasons. And I will say, this comeback award was also a little awkward this season. Part of the reason behind it was because Sylvanas season 6, because we had not expanded, was only a 7-week regular season. This time we had 9, so it was a little bit awkward in that respect. But the winner for comeback player of the season, from the Faithless Lumi, Swanky Tiger, 38% game win rate in season 6 to now a 53% game win rate in season 7, improving by 15%. So congratulations to Swanky
congratulations to Swaggy Tiger. Is this post playoffs as well?
No, this cuts off regular season.
Awards are all regular season, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I just want to say that just goes to show what happens when you get on the right team, right? Like Swanky Tiger got into Lumi, and I mean, look what happened. He had the right guys coaching him, and that's what THL's about, man. Like helping people improve and learn, and treating the bottom seeds just as well as the top seeds. So.
I think it's also having people get used to competition. Some people's first time competing can be very, very jarring, and they don't know what to expect half the time. And once they get used to it, they start settling in. They can start doing very well for themselves.
Absolutely. I just want to throw out too that next season I'm winning comeback award because I went 1-6 last season of my season in Sylv, so it's going to be hard to beat that because I'm definitely not going 1-6.
Technically, if we were counting playoffs and stuff, I started 1-4 in season 6. And I finished this season 6-5, so I almost had a 40%. Yes,
that is an improvement. I mean, and you won the championship, so let's not discount that fact either. But yeah,
Quaz
unfortunately,
is firing shots in chat. He's going to take me on for comeback player next season. You're on, Quaz.
All right,
Quaz.
Got it. So yeah, we have a few people who are going to be looking for a comeback player next year. So I know not for Sylv, but for Rag, I'm looking for it. I was 2-7 this past season, so
you definitely had a great season this first Sylv.
Yeah, no, we did. No, y'all did. Yeah, y'all had a great season this season.
No, didn't you have a good season for us? I thought you were 6-3.
Oh yeah, no, I had a good. Yeah, I mean, well, I had a good season for my team. Actually, all our teams
made playoffs.
Either made playoffs or were tied and lost on a tiebreaker, making the playoffs. So.
I feel your pain there, sir.
Yes,
that's true. We were the best casters for the job.
Yes. It just happened to work out very nicely that all our teams were in playoff contention at the end. All right, so MVP. So this is a weighted average, sort of the same thing we talked about with Rookie of the Year. Weighted average of game wins and opponent match wins. Now, the main difference between MVP and Rookie of the Year is everybody is eligible for this one. You still had to play at least 6 games, and you could not have a DQ throughout the season to be eligible for this award. Now, interestingly,
am I reading this right?
You are absolutely reading this right. When the weighted average was done, the runner-up for MVP was Wildfire 8010 from Bon Voyage. 7-2, 76% game win, 42.68% opponent match win. You are absolutely reading that correctly.
Okay.
The winner, which if you haven't guessed it by this point, the winner for MVP based on the weighted average. The Big Ted, Colton Thune, 6-1, 75% game win percentage, 48.61% opponent match wins. I don't know if we've ever had a chance where the Rookie of the Year happened to also get the MVP of the year.
But not only that, the runner-up too.
I honestly, I think they should have switched the winner and the runner-up for one of these two, because I think I think they should put into a more account what MVP means towards a team, and that
I just think it should be added to the postseason should be added into some of these awards. Like, I think MVP
the problem with that is it gives certain players a huge advantage because not everybody.
Yeah, three additional games. 3 additional games when you play 9. That's an additional 25%.
Oh yeah, definitely
more games. Yeah,
I would say there are some awards though that like MVP valuable. Like generally, if you are the MVP, your team is making it into those playoffs. You are playing those extra games.
You know what? Maybe we should consider something for future seasons. Is maybe have a playoff MVP, because like the NBA, for example, has a regular season MVP and then they have a playoff MVP.
Yeah,
I like that. I think
that'd be a good idea.
So the big takeaway from this is that Wildfire and the Big Ted are absolute units, and you should sign them right now.
That's the big thing you take from this. And actually, I did misspeak here. Blue Spartan in chat mentioned, yes, actually, Alien, you're correct. Alien Santa last season did win Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season as well. You are correct about that. I completely forgot, but still an accomplishment nonetheless, and an accomplishment for both players to be able to not only make runner-up and winner of Rookie of the Year, but also runner-up and winner of MVP of the season as well. Just an insane run by both these players. So congratulations both to Wildfire and Big Ted for both getting Rookie of the Years and awards, and they also as the MVPs as well. So congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations.
Now we have one last award to hand out, and it's the Sylvanas League Season 7 Championship. The runner-up, Ugly and Michelings, had a hell of a season. Congratulations to them. But the winners, the champions of Sylvanas League Season 7, it is Bon Voyage. Congratulations, y'all, for that.
Woo!
You guys definitely earned the championship and proved everybody wrong. Coming from you guys were ranked 19th, I think.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like at the beginning of the season, no one even talked about us. I think even in like when they were doing team reveals, I think they were just like, "This is Bon Voyage."
I was there for that. I was there for that.
Haven't heard any of those guys, so we'll just
It's hard to evaluate a new team with like basically 4 new players, and then the meme lord himself. So it
took a lot of yelling at Dreidel to get this far. It took a lot of yelling at Dreidel to get this far.
It took a lot of yell. Yes, it did. There was a lot
but
of.
No, seriously, guys, you guys did awesome. You came out and you showed everybody that preseason rankings obviously don't mean anything. So
nope, definitely not. It's like no preseason. That's in the next few weeks when you see blog posts on the website talking about the new teams that might be coming in, or especially with the Pro League starting in January. Just realize they're just preseason rankings. They don't mean a thing.
I think preseason rankings are going to have a little bit more weight for Pro League than they will for Conquest and LHS personally.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, I know we're getting some. Not to hype it up too early, but I know some people are bringing like full pro teams.
Yeah, it's just more more names that are.
Yeah, the players are going to be more well known. So you can guess a bit more about who's going to perform well, who's going to perform poorly.
There's a lot fewer unknowns for Pro League.
True. Very true.
That's why I don't sign up for Pro League, because I know that I would definitely be rated very, very poorly.
Same here. It's like.
Oh, sorry. Yes, as Blue Spartan points out, the Pro Series or Association.
Oh, you're right. Correct. It is not league.
Not a league.
League anymore. Whatever we call it, Pro Division, Pro Series, Pro something.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
I like the Pro something. I think that's a good name.
Prosociation.
Pro something. Vague Pro something. So, but again, that's all coming with the rebranding for that.
Being an underdog was fun though. At least for me, I don't know. I remember when we played Faceless Lumi and Lepe. I actually played him at HCT in Toronto, him there too. And I remember beating him and coming on the show afterwards because it was like on a Wednesday when you guys were doing the show. I came on afterwards to see Dreidel celebrate it, and just a little everyone else's face like, "Oh, really? He won?" And I was like, so it was a lot of fun being the season.
There is.
Everybody loves an underdog story, man.
Yeah. Everybody wants the David to beat the Goliath. That definitely happened this season. The unknowns coming in and just smacking everybody around. I will say also, I think the last time that the unknowns have come in and won the championship in either league was Hearthstone Academy in Rag League. Just a complete team of unknowns come in and just smack everybody around.
I definitely felt a little bit like Sage in this season. I was like, damn, this must have been like how Hearthstone Academy felt like.
Yeah,
100%.
We had a lot of unknown teams do well this season, though. Like
we did.
Almost all of the unknown teams did well. So
Colt did well. Bon Voyage obviously did well.
I did bring a lot of new players into this season. I think I when I was looking for my team, I messaged like a whole bunch of like Hearthpwn, like all these Hearthstone forums, like a whole bunch of things, and I got like 10 people, and they all wanted to join THL. So, Shadow Ranger helped me find 3 more, which 2 of them didn't work out, but a couple of them like moved to different teams. Like I gave Quaz a person, I gave Explosive Sheep a player. Like I definitely helped out like Sylvanas League a lot last season, and I think I added probably 8 players into the Sylvanas League, the league itself.
Yeah, no, and that's the great thing always about these expansions that occur. Whenever we expand our numbers, it always opens up the opportunity to bring new players into the league, and the new players this year just showed they can do it. I was just looking at some of the other new teams. Ask HS, I think this is their first season.
Yep.
Faithless Lumi, new team. Smells Like Steam Spirit in the playoff hunt for the entire season. Insomniacs, right there, basically. Cult, of course. So, honestly, I have to say, between probably the 5+ seasons that I've been doing Sylvanas League, I truly think this is probably the best season of Sylvanas League ever.
It's the first time with 20 teams, so honestly, it is the best. You don't even need to evaluate the new teams. We had more teams. It's already better than the rest of the seasons.
Something
with that fact.
to throw out there while we're on this subject as well. Captain's applications for Rag season 11 and Sylv season 8 are now live. If you would like to be a captain for the upcoming season, which will start on January 5th, I believe.
I believe this time, so we don't run into the situation we had this time.
Yes, we're going to stagger them.
We're going to stagger start. Yeah, so yeah. I think Rag and Pro Division are going to start the exact same time. And I believe LHS is going to start either the week before or week after, and I don't remember which. I'd have to look at the schedule to know 100%.
Yes.
I'm 100% sure Conjunk said afterwards in the chat. I think it's the 7th for Pro League and Rag League, and Sylvanas League is the 14th.
That sounds correct. I'm gonna go with that. So, yeah, just around the corner.
I am dropping the link for the captain's application in chat right now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right. There we go. So if you're a new captain, if you're an old captain, I believe Imposition has emailed you.
Yes,
so
Dola should have emailed you. Make sure you respond.
Please, yes. Thank you.
All
right, so I didn't see any Facebook or Discord or chat questions, so yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything that I missed. I think we actually hit a lot of the major questions personally during the first part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I am making an article based on our road to the championships for Bon Voyage. So make sure you look for that. I'm just going over a whole bunch of spelling errors and stuff.
Oh yeah, actually, we need to bring that up too, real quick. Sorry. Yeah, no, yeah, we're gonna get a. I know we're at least from Bon Voyage. We might be getting one from the Hearthstone Academy as well. But we're gonna have something for that. The other thing I want to also bring up, of course, we hand out the awards tonight, but we're not done handing out prizes. We also do have one other thing that we need some assistance from everybody for, and that's the Sylvanas League Season 7 All-Star voting. The All-Star voting is open and is out right now. I am dropping that link in chat right now. So, every player who played more than, I believe, 5 games in the season should be on this list here, and this is your all-star voting. So please get in there, vote for who you think should be the all-stars for both the blue-purple conference and the red-gold conference. Definitely get involved with that. Also, yes, we do have one other premium giveaway we need to do real quick. So this is actually for subscribers only. So if you are a subscriber to the Team Hearth League Twitch channel via Amazon Prime or just buying, when is the All-Star game? I will be honest, I am not 100% certain yet. It's going to be based on who gets chosen to the All-Stars. Yeah, so don't have an exact date on that yet. But when the winners will be announced in the Discord and on the Facebook group.
When did Anful sub? Is he a new sub? I didn't see it pop up
He
on
must
the
be.
screen.
He must be a new sub. Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah. Well, Anful, if you just subbed to us, thank you for the sub. I don't know if you just subbed or not, but if you did, thank you. So yeah, I don't have dates on that yet, but the form I linked is specifically the Sylvanas All Stars. Tomorrow night, if you come back for Tavern Talk, I will post the Ragnaros All Stars, but you can also find them on our Discord for that. So I guess we just want to start kind of closing everything out before we get on out of here for the night. So first of all, Bon Voyage, congratulations. Thank you all for coming this evening and being on Sylvanas Saloon.
No problem. It was fun being here.
Yeah.
Amphil sub during finals match. So cool. Thank you.
Seriously, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your sub. We really do appreciate it. So.
Yes, thank you very much. That was awesome. But no, yeah, thank y'all. Congratulations to Bon Voyage for that. Kel, thank you. Always awesome as always. Stream operating.
Yeah, no
casting
problem.
with us. So thank you.
I love doing the show. It's a lot of fun, and unfortunately, this is the last show of this season. So we will see in a few weeks when we're doing. I believe it'll be division roles and team reveals. I believe.
Yeah. Are we going to be doing that? It's like we're gonna leave. Yeah, we'll do Sylv. We're gonna leave Rag to Tavern Talk, of course. That's gonna be fun. I never done a division role or team reveal, so
yeah, it's like now that you have a whole season on the saloon, now you'll know exactly who the players and teams are, so you can have some awesome opinions about
awesome opinions that people will yell at me for 3 weeks later.
Yeah, probably.
I'll take it.
So, Altenberg, thank you for the sub. I just saw that. Yes, thank you, Altenberg. All right.
Yes.
So,
thank you very much for the sub, sir.
So again, thank you everybody for joining us for Sylvanas Saloon. Please make sure to follow and consider subscribing to our Twitch channel, especially at the moment, because if you subscribe right now, you can enter into a raffle for HS replay codes. For all money from the Twitch does, of course, go to the maintenance of the website, league activity. So smash the follow button, hit the sub button. Also, opt into Twitch notifications so that way you'll know when we do go live. Now, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be back on this stream, or at least I will be back on the stream with our regular co-host for Tavern Talk. We will be joined by the Ragnaros League Season 10 champions and the first 3-time champions in Ragnaros League, Hearthstone Academy.
Yeah. Now they just need to win Pro League and Sylv for the other hat trick, right?
Yeah, the Triple Crown.
I'm not
yeah,
gonna make that easy. We're not gonna make that easy.
Yeah, nobody has ever won the Triple Crown in a season. Or, of course, well, we haven't had 3 until the Pro League, but next season we'll be able to have the Triple Crown, which would be someone winning Rag, Sylv, and or whatever, Conquest, LHS, and the Pro League all in the same season. So, also we're going to hand out the Ragnaros League Season 10 awards, as well as the overall THL awards for things like Best Content Producer, Best Show, Best Blogger, Crossover Player of the season. So a lot of great things coming up with that as well. Also going to be a lot of awesome stuff in the offseason, including the THL Open Series Championship sometime in December. More information to come on that. We'll also have, hopefully in the next few days, a card review stream for Rusticon's Rumble and a re-review of the Boomsday Project on December 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check the Discord, check the Facebook group for information about all these streams. Now, before we get out of here, I think we've been doing this for a while now, so are we ready to... we
only have 3 entries, so I'm going to give it one more minute just to...
Give it another minute.
Yep,
Hey, but can I get a last word in while we wait for...
absolutely.
Yeah, sure,
Like,
absolutely. And I'll say, Bon Voyage, if y'all want to get last word in about the season, how, everything, then that'll give us some time to close out this giveaway as well. So, last thoughts from everybody.
Yeah, I'll go first. So, as it was my first time playing in this season as someone who had no idea what to expect, it was a lot of fun. And so anybody listening who's wondering whether or not they should get involved, I definitely recommend it. Everything was really well organized. The site was great. It was very, intuitive. And all that, like every single person that I matched up with was friendly and respectful, and it was a ton of fun. So I want to thank you guys for running the league. This was really amazing, and it was just great being a part of it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. As any other thoughts from members of Bon Voyage?
No, not really. Nothing more than just thanks for having the league. Thanks for allowing us to compete, and thanks for letting us have some fun memories here.
The fun fact is that Jack was actually a sub that never got brought in the season 4 of Sylvanas under the name Jake is Good, and
old times.
That was for Team Weasel Shark. So if you want, we're going that far back.
I would say I think we may have Wildfire, are you here? Because I think Wildfire just jumped in at the very last second. Wildfire, are you there?
Wildfire, this is why you didn't win MVP, bud. You needed to be a little bit better.
He needed to be here.
If only he would have been here an hour and 15 minutes earlier, he would have won MVP.
That's all it takes.
All right, so we're gonna try to readjust the cameras real quick to see if we can get this set up. But okay. I felt bad. I didn't want him necessarily to jump out. Like,
damn it. He's trying to figure out how to talk right now, and he can't do it.
Do you have push to talk turned on, Wildfire?
I can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Yes. So, Wildfire, I'm glad that you could join us, even if it's in the final 5 minutes of the show.
Wildfire, give us your thoughts for the season. Tell us what you wanted to say. Anything?
I'm really happy that we won. I'm kind of surprised that I made it this far with using only the same 4 decks the entire season. But yeah, my team really helped me out a lot in terms of preparing as much as I could with my limited deck choice. It was a lot of fun for my first season.
But you had fun, man.
Yeah, glad you had a good time, and also getting runner-up rookie of the season and runner-up MVP. You had a great season this month.
Even though I feel like one of those should have been flip-flopped, but that's personal opinion.
Yeah, it's like if we're counting, this is seriously something we'll consider for season 11. Yeah, why did it pick 2? Yeah, yeah, this is something we'll consider for season 8 of LHS for figuring out maybe a postseason MVP as well versus not just the regular season. So, yeah, I don't know why it picked 2. That was odd.
It was odd.
But we do have a winner for the sub raffle, and Amphil coming in, subbing during one of the championship matches, and it immediately pays out for him. So I believe Amphil 1800 will be the winner for this HS Replay Premium 1 month code.
Everyone's just wearing the better princess costumes than me. I don't understand. There's only like 4 people that enter that raffle. I don't even understand what's going on right now.
By the way, just so everybody in the call knows, I did swap us over to the splash screen just because.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Screwed up, so.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we can fix the cameras with this much time left in there. So, Amphil, I'm hoping you're in our Discord.
He is, yes.
He is. So if you could message me in Discord, Forcible, and I will get that code to you, or I will try to message you later on this evening to get that to you as well. But I think with that, we're done for the season. So prior to next season, we will be back with a new LHS specific show. I don't know the name yet. We're going to be working on that, though. I will say, Last Saloon Standing. It has a nice ring to it. I just sort of like for that, but we'll figure that out. But when we come back, we're going to be rolling some division. We're going to be revealing the teams for next season and rolling division. But until then, we want to wish everybody happy holidays, happy New Year, and until then, I'm Forcible, and good night, everybody.
We'll see you next season.
See you next season.
Have a good off season, guys.
Yes.